and salutations from the global Jamaica diaspora, Northeast United States. Thank you so much, Mistress of Ceremony. I am really honored and humbled to be here. Now, Jamaicans abroad helping Jamaicans at home. JAHJAH, let's say that together. JAHJAH. I don't believe you. JAHJAH. JAHJAH is an ordained name. For those of us who are Jamaicans and friends of Jamaica, Jah is the Rastafarian name for God. So when God gave Dr. Trevor Dixon the vision and the boldness to create the JAHJAH Foundation, we know that we are double blessed because we're saying the name of God twice. So please help me salute Dr. Trevor Dixon and his team, because he is humble, as he is brilliant, as he is visionary. Dr. Dixon, where are you? I'm gonna clap him, clap him, clap him. Mine is the privilege to bring brief remarks. And I begin with a letter that we received in the Jamaica Diaspora Northeast Health Sector addressed to me, which we sent to our health sector. It's a letter from Heather Charlton, and we will actually use this Heather Charlton as a pseudonym. She said, I don't know how to do this well. My given name is Heather Charlton. I am 51 years old, a mother of 5 children. I am suffering from coronary unstable angina, and I'm badly in need of help. I'm currently unable to work, and things are pretty difficult for me. I was hospitalized July 29th to August 3rd, 2021 at Kingston Public Hospital in Jamaica. I was diagnosed there. I need stents to open the valve in my heart. The doctors at KPH say it may have 2 to 3 blockages. I contacted the Heart Institute of the Caribbean, but the surgery is too expensive even to register. I need $2.1 million to do the surgery and up to $407,000 for aftercare, hospital, and medication. This devastating diagnosis has robbed me of my quality of life, leaving me depressed and suicidal at times. Any help that I can get from the diaspora would be greatly appreciated. Thanks in advance. Dr. Dixon spoke about a natural mystic in the air. We receive letters like this all the time. While on my way, Claudette and Dr. Dixon, Dr. Rule, driving here, we got a letter from a mom whose 13-year-old son, Noah, he was diagnosed with scoliosis, and she's asking the diaspora for help. Lucky for us, because of individuals such as Dr. Trevor Dixon and organizations such as JAHJAH, say that again? JAHJAH, we're able to support and to help individuals and systems in Jamaica. But the theme is that we must invest in JAHJAH. Every time I come like this, you must say, right? And we must invest in JAHJAH, because when we get the letters from the Heather Charltons, when we get the requests from Carolyn, who's Noah's mom, we understand when we go on the medical missions that we are fighting for healthcare access, equity, and quality in Jamaica. Dr. Dixon spoke briefly about the context of Jamaica, and I know that we have some friends. Some of us have been so outside the system. You know, like the people that may leave long time and them to go home? Yes? How many of you would go back back to live in Jamaica if we had an excellent healthcare system? How many of us would retire at home? Just wave your hand, right? And so we understand why it is key for us to improve healthcare access. So, as Dr. Dixon stated earlier, we are indeed the solution. We know that Jamaica is a mix of public and private, and that primarily 99%, or 95 I should say, of health services are provided by public health facilities. So we must invest in, I don't believe you, we must invest in, we must invest in JAHJAH, because without organizations like the JAHJAH Foundation, the healthcare system in Jamaica will continue to be challenged. We have individuals like Beverly Nichols, who is here. Beverly Nichols donated $1 million US, please stand, Bev, to the Chapelton Hospital in Clarendon. Beverly, please stand, where the Beverly Nichols Pavilion, wave Bev, will open. When we look and we hear from Heather Charlton, there was a young man by the name of Books. He used to work with my mom on her farm. He died from a head trauma. You know how the young men like to ride bikes at home? Yes, he had a bike accident, and they said had he only gotten an ultrasound and emergency support, he would still be alive. So we have people like Beverly Nichols who continue to give. We have people like Sandra Smith who understand that the first point of contact, the first area for social support in terms of medicine are the clinics. And so Sandra, Attorney Smith, please stand and wave, adopted a clinic in Little London, Westmoreland. So, thank you, Sandra. So when we're talking about a healthcare system that has relatively low physicians and beds per capita density, it simply means that we as the diaspora, we have to, as Dr. Dixon stated, work in partnership with our brothers and sisters at home to improve healthcare outcomes. So we must invest in, we must invest in. Finally, and so this is a message, and I feel like we're in church, because for those of us, I was raised Pentecostal, you know, like when you have a special offering? Yes, we are about raising those funds today. But I would like to suggest a different approach, Dr. Dixon. I love the fact that we have our annual fundraisers. I really like that I get to see Carlene and Leslie and Carden dress up and look good all the time. And that is wonderful that I get to see Beverly Nichols and my husband, who never goes anywhere. That people sometimes say, Karen, you really have a husband? He comes out to events like these. So these, wave Randall, so they'll believe. That's a little inside joke with Doc and I. But these events are great. We as a Jamaican people, we can do something differently. And here is what I would like for us to commit to. We hear a lot about Jamaican doctors and nurses leaving. This journal, as an educator being my core, go to page 6 of this journal, and when you have it, pick it up. I want to say, everybody, pick up this journal. Friends of Jamaica, go to page 6. If you walk from page 6 all the way to page 14, if you're on page 6, say JAH. On page 6, it talks about the special COVID-19 medical mission. This mission was a historic mission during the COVID-19 pandemic. The JAHJAH, who did I say? JAHJAH. The JAHJAH Foundation led a historic COVID-19 medical mission to Jamaica for 3 months. And so when you have an organization that demonstrates that level of service and sacrifice, getting almost 100 participants, delivering healthcare packages, equipment in the height of a pandemic, give them a round of applause and write them a check, and we're standing by to pick up those checks. And if you continue, you look at their volunteers. If you go to page 9, can we call 119 in Jamaica and an ambulance comes right away? No. Right? How long an ambulance will take to come? Next year? Possibly. And so if you look at page 9, all it takes for one ambulance, your EMS with your name on it, is $100,000. So as I close, I know we're not in church. I know we're not in a session for dance hall, but we are in a session for? We are in a session for? So here is where we end and why we must invest in JAHJAH. And Dr. Dixon didn't even talk about the healing in the dance hall, where before the pandemic they used to go into the dance hall, and dance hall culture, I'll wait for you again. Thank you. Dance hall culture is really big for us. And they would take the message of healthcare and medical benefits to the community in the dance hall. This is a foundation that knows how to serve our community, and even though them a big doctor, medical doctor, them doing things to them better than going into the dance hall in Jamaica to ensure that the Jamaican community is taken care of. So that again, Jamaicans abroad helping Jamaicans at home. I'm asking each of you, this is a call to action for the Heather Charltons, for the Noahs who don't know to write to us in the diaspora. When you make your will, other communities do this all the time. Bev, we have a common colleague that we know who does this at such a great level. When you write your wills at your estate, leave just 1%. Endow JAHJAH. It's not, give a weekly stipend to JAHJAH. Give a monthly. Every month out of your paycheck, commit $100. If you own a retail business, for example, if you own a Golden Cross, if you own a store, a supermarket, for 1 month, give $1 from each sale back to? JAHJAH. Back to? JAHJAH. Back to? And if you belong to an organization that can give money, then put JAHJAH Foundation as a pipeline to receive a gift. So on that note, I wasn't going to run up and down tonight because this is not that keynote. I was not going to dance and spin around and show you my fabulous dress, because this, and the dress, fabulous for true, if I might say so myself. This is not that keynote. I was not coming to sing any songs or to read any poems, because this is not that keynote. We must invest in JAHJAH because this is about lives, human beings in Jamaica, our brothers and sisters who died because they did not get enough trauma care on time, who died because they do not have access to an ambulance, who died because they do not have ultrasound machines. This is why we must invest in
JAHJAH.
We must invest in We will, by show of hands tonight, we will invest in JAHJAH. So if you will commit to some form of endowment, please just wave your journal. Tonight, before you leave, Thank you for those who decided to wave or not wave. They are going to come and do their paddling later. But Dr. Dixon, we want for you to know, and your team, Karen Shields, that you are not alone. And sometimes, and someone will go vex when I say this, but you can't vex with me, because me soon turn like Leslie, and I'm the outgoing representative. Lots of research, when they look at our community, they share that we tend to get a lot behind entertainment and sports. If there's any activity that deals with entertainment and sports, then we're behind it fully. I'm asking tonight that the persons in this room help change that narrative, that we understand the seriousness, that we can commit to serious issues to nationally develop our community. So on that note, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We must invest in